who am I? Who am I? I don't know. I'm a lot of things. I'm a writer, I'm a daughter, I'm an educational worker, I'm a social worker. I am me and all my ancestors that live in me. I am everything. In my opinion, I actually am consciousness. That's my answer actually. But this is a really spiritual approach, but to me it really is science, so I'm consciousness. It's what I am. Actually, there comes a quote to my mind. You have to be what you preach, or you have to be what you teach. So you cannot just talk about things when you don't feel them, or you cannot just talk about or teach things when you don't feel them, or when you don't live them yourself. It's hard and it's not authentic, and you have to be authentic. That's the key to everything to me. You have to be authentic, and it's not easy to be authentic because there's so many obstacles in the outside world, because people expect so much from you. How you should be, how you should talk, how you should move, how you should think. So to be authentic really, and to be what you preach, that's what I understood. Hello, I would like to tell you something, and I would like to remind you of something. Don't imagine with your mind when I say that the key is in the infinite. Don't listen with your ears when I say that everything is and isn't. Don't see with your eyes when you see the tree, the stool, or me. You, my friend, are everything you see. Do you remember what was, and can you feel what is? Close your eyes and picture this. A scream, so drastically, where you basically think your lungs will burst. An echo in infinity of the worst scream due humanity that I cannot explain. A scream of utter fear and defeat, 1,000,000 feet above your head. A scream that can just be felt, but not seen, nor portrayed. A scream of the universe's most beloved child, of the one who once was wild, smiled and shined with the bright light of joy. A child born out of collusion, once covered in heat, covered in destruction, at last becoming the fusion of life, becoming aligned. If I were just able to tell the beauty of the once newborn child, loved by the moon, loved by the sun, adored by the one. The manifest of the one's dream had begun, flowing through aqua, streaming through air, grounding through terra, and dancing through flare. So this was how life felt like. These were the 4 types of life. In this stillness, in this child. But then there were new pairs of wonders manifested in eyes. So this was how life could look like. But then 1, 2, 3 steps manifested in arms and legs. So this was how life could move like. Now there was movement, there was sight, there were ears to break through the quiet. Now there was life in life, matter in matter, a child in a child. Creating the timeless time and spaceless space midst a separated face of oneness. creating the illusion, and in the jar of evolution, the first steps to wonders and the first steps to numbness. Now there was duality, something we now call reality. Thoughts, trillions, dreams, visions and memories, not to forget about angst, frequency and anxieties. So this was how life could be like. A new millennium of chaos and order, a new millennium of free will and new wonders. The one felt pain, loss and love. There were all sorts of broken hearts and all kinds of abstract thoughts, healing ones, kind and dark, toxic and harsh ones. The one flew, wren and dove, across the globe over stones and through waterfalls. It ate, whispered and screamed, it learned, failed and feared, it grew, invented and cheered, found words, music and skills. It inhaled and exhaled and soon had a billion detailed dreams in the heads and the hearts of all there is. And slowly, gradually, elegantly, it understood that itself was the source of this. I now would love to unwind the secret that the child became the one, and the one the child. But you see, how does one unwind such matter when the matter itself is a tale of wise patterns and signs? But thoughts would become duality. Duality, reality, and the reality, the limit. Signs were forgotten and the alignment was broken, excluding the source and the spirit of them all, forgetting what has been forgotten before. There now is a scream, so drastically, where you basically think your lungs will burst. There is an echo in infinity of the worst scream due reality that I cannot explain. Listen. Listen again. Listen inside. It's the calling to remember the source. The scream is yours. I think we would agree on the term that we have a lot of problems, but I would just talk about my fight, because I'm just one human being and I cannot do them all. And to me, racism is one big part of it, structural racism. The second thing would be pollution, because I think we are all interested in keeping this planet alive, but we're not really, behaving ourselves that way. So those would be the two fights I am fighting and I want to fight through education and through my life approach. I try to educate as many people as I can and inspire as many as I can through my art, but also through my job and through my workshops and through everything I do. But the most important thing is how I am, so people can just see how I live and see life and, approach life, and to be a good role model. I think that's my role in it. My message or my wish would be that, when I always see people who are working in this educational system or political system, they're kind of moving in their own bubble. And I really would wish that we would open it up and think about how we can, bring those messages to the kids in school. Like, this is really something I am missing and that we have always talked about, but we're just not doing it when we look at it. And that is the start, because when those kids grow up with those values, they're gonna live a total different life with total different morals and thoughts. And so this is what I really wish for the whole world and for us. Yeah.